The first equation's inequality is already in slope, excuse me, slope-intercept form, right? So I don't have to do anything there. So here's my axis I'm going to graph on. Somebody, what's my intercept? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Tony, what's my slope going to be?
2.
Can you say there's a fraction? 2 over 1. So I go up 2 over 1. Up 2 more. And there we go. I'm not going to do anything else yet. Let's just leave that there on the page. Let's get the other guy graphed, and then we'll talk about the shading part of that, because that also seems to be another component. The vast majority of us that had graphs didn't shade them. Concerns me because if it's an inequality, it has to be shaded. But let's get over this first hump of the graphing part of things. This guy is not in slope-intercept form yet, so it needs to be. What do I got to do with it? Minus 6x from each side. So that leaves me 2y greater than or equal to negative 6x minus 2. Now I divide by that 2. Y is greater than, and remember, everybody gets divided by the 2. So negative 6x divided by 2 is negative 3x. Negative 2 divided by 2, negative 1. So Steph, what's my intercept? Look at this equation right here. What? Which one is it? Negative 1, yeah. And my slope? Negative 3 over 1. All right. So, let's see. I start at negative 1 right here. Follow the slope. Go down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Down 3 more, over 1 more. Am I making a solid or a dashed line for this inequality? Solid. Okay, cool. We got that part right. Now, if I had asked you to solve the system of equations, not inequalities, that right there would be the solution. The point where the two lines cross would be done. 6-1, solved by graphing. Now, these are inequalities, so I have to do some shading. And the region where the shades overlap is the solution. Remember, if they're lines where they cross is the solution. If they're inequalities, they're regions where the regions cross is the solution. So I take the top equation, which is the one I'm working on in red here. Let's test 0, 0. If I replace the y with 0, and I replace the x with 0, does it work? No? 0 is greater than 4. Okay, it doesn't work. So 0, 0 is not a solution. I'm going to lightly shade over here. Now, very lightly, because that's not my answer. My answer is just it's one of these two regions now, because that's the overlap. It's either going to be this one or this one, depending on how the green line works. Let's test the green line. 6 times 0 plus 2 times 0, is that greater than or equal to negative 2? Yeah. 0 is greater than negative. It's better to have nothing than be in debt. Trust me. Well, sort of. I don't know. It's kind of a philosophical question, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's the same.
To,
No difference.
between having nothing and being in debt?
Yeah. No, then you owe.
Having nothing is better than being.
I don't know. Again, philosophical question. Save that for the civics teachers. In math class, 0 is greater than negative 2. So ship, 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 ship. And now I look for the overlap. And this overlap looks like it's right, this region right here. And that's my answer. This shaded region is really what I'm looking for. This red and green shading is useful as part of my illustration to show how I got there. But if I'm only putting down the answer, if that's all I want to show, technically it's just this. You really should technically go back with an eraser and get rid of this and get rid of this and neaten up just that region there. Because that is what you're trying to show.